Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and today I'll be bringing you my review of the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Class Skids. And here he is in his very impressive looking alt mode, which is his Chevrolet Beat car mode, which is pretty darn accurate to how it looks in the movie. And even to the real-life car itself. I'm very impressed by the amount of detail. Oh, also a little nice detail here. His license plate says Skids, which I think it says in the movie. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure it does say Skids on his license plate, which is very cool. And you got a bunch of little mini Chevy logos. Also, nice detail. Little windshield wipers, the decal, black hood. Very, very, very nicely done. Quite detailed. Very impressive. Fun fact about this car, I tried looking up if this car is still available for purchase now, and from the research that I did, the Chevy Beat was produced and manufactured, but it is no longer in production. Instead, it was replaced with the Chevy Spark, which you can still go and purchase. At least that's what the research told me. Because whenever I tried looking up information about the Chevy Beat, I would get redirected to the Chevy Spark, which honestly looks pretty similar. So that's just my deduction there, that the Beat was produced and sold, but was then replaced with the Chevy Spark. And which I think the biggest difference is that the Spark is electric, and this wasn't. So yeah, very nice vehicle mode. And as you saw and can see, it rolls quite nicely. Well, rolls quite well, I think is a way to say it. So, that's enough gushing over his vehicle mode. Let's get on with his transformation. Which, first things first. What was the first thing here? I think it was here. Here we go. Open that. Open that. Bring it down. Bring it down. And then you fold out these pieces, which end up becoming his legs, which let's just get that out of the way now. First things first, fold out his feet, like so. Same thing here. And then his windows, fold down, and then you see this here, fold this around, and peg it into here. And doing so not only folds that away, but it keeps this thing from flopping around his car window. Same thing on this side. Fold. You got a double joint. And there. His legs are done. Now we get to the more complicated part of this transformation. Because this guy's actually pretty involved with how he transformed. It's pretty interesting. Next up, you pop off the hood. And then the next part here. Oh yeah, you have to there we go. Separate there. Then you have this entire piece up in the air. Well, first things you have to fold out. A lot of stuff you got to move around for clearance. So this, you fold out his arms, like so. And then you fold them apart. You pull them apart, which gives you, clearance to move stuff around. Not yet for that. Then you fold this entire piece around. Well, hopefully you have enough clearance to do so. Well, you're going to have to do this first. Bring down the head and peg it into here. And then fold this piece. Fold this out. Then you fold this entire assembly around, like so. And then for this part, you have to be pretty careful. You have to basically fold this up. You have to pull while pushing down to move this over. Come on. There we go. This has to go like this, like so. Fold that in. And then this will just sort of collapse in on itself. But we'll do that in a second. Next up, let me lift this up a bit. And all right. Now for the chest. You have to keep these angled up, like so. Make sure you have the arms out of the way. come on. There we go. We'll figure out his rocket punch later. Okay, like so. And then for this part, you fold this back, and then it'll peg into here. I don't know if you can see that. It'll peg there. There we go. This will fold back, and then this should connect these holes into these pegs. So when you push this back, it should just slide in. There we go. There we go. And this will fold down. Adjust, fold. Oh, before that, you have to fold this piece down, fold that in, and then bring it in. Like so, you'll hear a bunch of pegs. If you line it up, it'll just all peg together. And then this piece here needs to go into the back of his head. See that? Like so, not like so. Push down in the back of his head, and that'll keep it in place, which gives him a little bit of a backpack. But the original, I guess, the CG model, I think, also had a bit of a big back, so it's fairly accurate. And then you just rotate the arms, adjust legs, rotate arms. And then these pieces, you just I think the instructions have them like this. Like that, so you can have it like this, but I think I like having them up. Or back, you know, to give them a little more streamlined. You do you. For now, I'll just leave them like this, because I think that's how it's supposed to be. And fold this out completely. And he's a bit top heavy. Obviously, he's a bit top heavy. And there we go. There is. Come on. Come on. You were working before. There he is. And here is Skids in his robot mode, which is pretty good. It's a pretty good robot mode. I'm not gonna lie. This is a pretty nice figure. Yeah, there's a nice little extra detail. You can do this, but I think that kind of hinders a bit of his articulation. So yeah, leave him out like so. So yeah, here is a Skids in his robot mode, which is a pretty nice robot mode. Not bad. It's fairly accurate to how the character looks, which is nice. And check out that head sculpt. I'll admit, it's a face that you're gonna have to get used to. And as you can tell, he does have light piping, which is always a plus. But it's accurate. Oh, and if you notice, his teeth are green. And there's something I found out about this figure is that there's actually like 3 different versions. The first version had a green hood with green teeth. The second version, which is this one, had a black hood but still had green teeth. And the final version that was released had the black hood, but then they painted the teeth one gold and one white like he had in the movie. But honestly, I'm not bothered by that. I don't really care. It'd be nice if he did have the painted teeth, but I do not care. I honestly didn't even notice that until doing the research that I found out about the 3 different versions. So yeah, so for articulation, as you can see, his head is on a ball joint. And like I said, the face, it's growing on me. He's not the prettiest bot in the play, but it works. It's fine. It's accurate, which is what I like. Arms can go 360 in, out, rotate. There is a swivel at the arm, at the upper arm. I said in and out. There's a double bend at the elbow, which is super nice. So he's got 2 hinges there, and a swivel at the hand. So he has a wrist. He does not have a waist. His right arm has the same articulation through here up until you get to his actual elbow, until you get to his hand. Now his hand is oversized for a reason. Not only to resemble his character model, but it actually has an action feature. If you pull this down, as you can see, it gives it not only pulls up this cannon into sort of a proper firing position, but it actually gives him a bit of a power punch. He basically gets a punch of kill everything a la Lugnut from Animated. But not only that, they even added the extra detail of giving articulation to his hand. So there's one hinge for his thumb and another for his other 3 fingers. So if you do that, so yeah, he does have hand articulation and a thumb. Super nice. They didn't have to do that, but it's nice. So really, it's a cool little feature that doesn't really hinder anything, and you know, it gives a reason for him having his oversized arm. So good use of a detail. Very nice, very nicely done. Legs are ball joints up here, so you know, wide range of movement. And he has a double hinge. No, he doesn't. No, never mind. I thought he did. No, he has a swivel here at the knee as well as a bend. I thought it was a double bend, but I think he does. Hold on. Okay, it's a forward bend. It's weird, but yeah, he does have a knee here, but then he also has like a front knee as well, so he can do this. That's more for transformation, but yeah, he has it. He also has an ankle pivot, but his ball joint, his foot is on a ball joint, so he does have an ankle, so you can give him some pretty dynamic poses, which is also a plus. Though because of how back heavy he is and how short his legs are, or at least how small his feet are, it could be kind of problematic to get him into any worthwhile poses. So yeah, that's it. He does also have one thing that is interesting. His Mecha Life feature, and again, Mecha Life is something that I think most, if not all, Revenge of the Fallen toys had, which is basically, if it was sort of moving parts to simulate to sort of simulate, how do I describe it? Oh, here's like an example. Let's say you move this guy's arm, it would also cause some sort of internal parts to move along with it to sort of simulate that the character's alive. It's a neat little feature. With Skids here, his is pretty unique. You press his chest. Hold on. Oh, come on, you were working before. I have to not plug you in correctly. Ah, come on. Plug it in, plug that in. And you should be able to do it. Of course, there's an issue. Alright, as you can kind of see, the whole idea is that it's a bit weird on mine. I don't know why it was working before recording. Yeah. So weird, it was working. Okay, the idea is that if you push it in, as you see, his head sort of bobs and the plates around the chest move along with it. And this is supposed to simulate, I can kind of do it. There we go. Ah, I had it. I don't know what's wrong with mine, but as you saw, it's supposed to do that. See, the idea is that it's supposed to have him emulate talking. His head moves like he's talking. And I really like it. It's a really cool little feature. It's a neat little gimmick. And this is sort of how I feel that gimmicks should be done, where it doesn't interfere with the look and also, more importantly, with the transformation. Like, his arm is oversized like he's supposed to have, but they included a fist power, and his chest is big and bulky, but they added this whole moving parts thing, which is pretty cool. Well, when it works. I don't know what's wrong with mine now. It was working fine beforehand. But yeah, very nice. So let's get on with some size comparisons. Let me get him in position here to stand up. There we go. So let's get in some size comparisons. Here we have Legion Cliff Jumper and Deluxe Ratchet. And as you can see, even though he's pretty short, he's still a pretty big, he's still a well-sized figure. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Not bad. So, final thoughts. Overall, it's a solid figure. The transformation, I think at first can be a little tricky, especially with the whole folding the hood, because you really need to do it this way, and I think the first time I did it, I thought I was gonna break it, so just be careful with that. But, yeah, it's a solid figure. The transformation's pretty interesting. The gimmicks that it has are pretty cool, in my opinion anyway. The car mode is accurate, and the robot mode is accurate and also functional in a way. So, yeah, oh, also, forgot this. He has a slight bend at this knee, but like angled out. I think that's for transformation, but hey, he's got it. You can actually give him like buckled knees or something. So, yeah. And I'm just going to say it right now. In the movie, I like Skids. My final thought is that I like the figure. It's a solid figure. I recommend them. I especially recommend this version over the Dark of the Moon version, which I think they simplified too much. This is a lot more accurate and just an overall better figure. And I'm going to say right now, I like Skids. I feel that Skids and his brother Mudflap have gotten too much hate, and I feel that they were not that annoying. And I enjoyed him in the movie. I think him and his brother were pretty cool characters. I had no problem with them. So yeah, Skids here, I like him. Solid figure. And as a character, I thought he was okay. I didn't think he was that annoying. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Class Skids. This is Composite Enerjoe signing off. Peace out.